So welcome, thanks for joining. So if you haven't done this before, the way it works is there's a Q&A button beneath me. And if you have a question, just go ahead and submit it there. And I will answer them in the order they come in. And then also, if you have something that's more of a conversation that you'd like to have, I can unmute your mic and we can have a conversation about whatever it is that you're thinking about. So I'll get started here. This first question is from Jeremy. Can you tell me how, if it's possible, to sync an email autoresponder with the content release schedule in MemberMouse? I want to send an email with the link to the content every day new content is released, but I'm concerned with two separate systems they may get out of sync. Can you advise on how I might accomplish this? So there's a couple layers to this question. The first one is about keeping the autoresponder in sync with content being released, and the second one is actually including a link to the content in the email. As far as keeping them in sync, the only way available to do that right now is to, as you're probably aware, with the email integration in MemberMouse, you can set it up such that when somebody joins a membership level or a bundle is added to their account, they can be put on a particular list with the email service provider. So if there's an autoresponder on that list, it will automatically get triggered when the person gets added. So you would basically just set it up such that the autoresponder matches the same release schedule. But you're right in the sense that that situation is very fragile. I mean, if somebody cancels the account and then comes back, or there are a number of things that could basically, make it such that the timing gets out of sync in that scenario. But currently, that's basically the way that you would have to do it. With regards to including the link to the content every day, assuming it's a static link, it doesn't, you can obviously do that in any system. Just include the static link and that's fine. But if you did want to use the content link SmartTag in MemberMouse, obviously that which generates a link to content and even, I believe, allows for auto login to happen. That wouldn't work having emails be sent out by someone like MailChimp. So that's the best answer that I have for that at this time. So this next question is from Ariana. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sorry. I was trying to change the price of one of our customers' current subscription because he downgraded his plan. I wasn't able to edit the price of his subscription within Manage Members, so I updated the price of the product in product settings. However, it still charged him the old amount. The new product name is showing under his subscription, but the old dollar amount. How can I update it so that he is charged the correct amount? Okay, so really, okay. So one, you can't change the price. As you discovered, you can't go to the Manage Members screen and change the price. Let me actually share my screen here. Hold on a second. So what you're saying is the first thing you wanted to change the price on somebody's plan. So what you do, this is a canceled account. So what you did is you went to an account, you went to subscriptions, and you were looking for how to change the price. and realize that you can't do it here. And yes, you cannot change the price on an individual person's plan. The price is always dictated by the product. So then what you tried to do is you went to product settings and you're like, okay, basic plan, and then you went to edit, and then you clicked here to unlock, because in order to change the price, you need to unlock it. Now, this probably should not have been done because this has other implications. Okay, so if you change the price for a product that has already been purchased by other people, all that will do is change the price for people going forward. It's not going to change the price for everybody who's already purchased that product. So, you know, imagine a situation where you've been running a subscription product for a while and you want to come change the price like this for people going forward. It would not be ideal to have it change for all the people. I mean, I can imagine scenarios where it would be, but those are fewer than the scenario where it would not be ideal. So the way that this works is if you change this price to say $31 and save that, you'll see it's now, where did that product go? Oh, apparently there's a trial on it. So it's now $31, but it's only going to be $31 for people going forward. So you'll notice if I go back to that member who was on this plan, it's still $29 every month. It does not change it for that person. So if you want to get this person on the new pricing, first of all, I think it's cleaner just to create a new product, not modify an existing product, unless of course you're so early on in your process where not many people have purchased that old product. So if you want to have somebody pay a new price, it's best to create a new product. But in order for it to get it applied to somebody's account, you have to go to access rights. You have to cancel their membership. So you're canceling the existing subscription. And then you're activating the subscription again, but on the new price. So now it's going to be 31. And if you're using Stripe, this is really straightforward because you just have the bill card on file option where you can just do this all without getting the customer involved. However, if they paid via PayPal or some other offsite method where you don't have the card on file, the customer is going to, you can cancel it, but the customer is going to need to re-sign up themselves. But now you'll see that they're being billed the $31 a month associated with the product that we just created. Now, if you're on MemberMouse Advanced Plan, you can then adjust the rebill date to match what their original rebill date, their original billing schedule was. But if you don't have the Advanced Plan, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay. Next question is from Al. Do you have approved experts to help with building and new install? Yes, we do. Cindy can go ahead and paste those in the chat. So there's two things, two resources. Basically, we have a list of implementation partners who have experience helping customers build their sites out. So there's that. And then we also have a specific partnership with MemberDev, where they have a done for you style service. And Cindy also put that link in the chat. So those are the two options. We also internally have certain implementation services that we offer. So that's another option. So it all varies. It all varies dependent upon how much you want the other party to do. So, for example, our implementation services that we do internally will help you with stuff like migrations and help you get MemberMouse configured according to your business requirements. But we will have nothing to do with design, choosing a theme, implementing a theme, laying out content on your site, that's not something that we handle through our implementation services. So if you need that level, you're either going to want to look for one of the implementation partners we work with, or go with the done for you service offered by MemberDev. Okay, so then this next question is from Arthur. Are you planning on integrating functionality with the Elementor Page Builder? The main issue I'm having so far is that the SmartTag library is not available when using the Page Builder. The icon shows, but clicking does nothing. The workaround is looking at documentation and searching manually for codes. This is fine as far as functionality, but is more time consuming than having the entire library list to choose from. We don't currently have any plans to get that functionality integrated. I agree with you, it's more convenient. That's why it was built in the first place. But basically, as you're probably aware, over the years, WordPress has changed their visual editor so many times. I mean, and now with Gutenberg, it's completely different. And then there's all different kinds of page builders. So essentially, that's not something that we're going to maintain, because it's too much effort to try and keep up with every individual page builder's unique way that they do things. And we have a small development team, so doing that and putting effort towards that would mean taking it away from other things that actually have to do with increasing revenues and decreasing support costs and automation and stuff like this, so making the call that those things are more valuable. That's not something that we have plans. In fact, if anything happens, that button will probably disappear. So it won't even be known that it is there. So next question's from Al. In looking at the import function, status seems to rely on numbers, and loads appear to assign one status to all members loaded. Does that imply that we have to make multiple loads with each of our member types, i.e. digital associate, hold, on hold, inactive? I'm trying to interpret, because some of the things about this question aren't clear to me. Let me share my screen first of all. So import, you're talking about import, and you're referencing this here, the member status IDs. So does that imply we have to make multiple loads? Hold on. Al, when you're saying the migrate can you write this in the chat, by the way, the answer to my question? Don't put it in the Q&A box. When you're saying that the migrate members from an existing membership site results in the, where are you seeing that link? And put it in the chat. Okay, so this link here, migrate members from an existing membership site. Yeah, so Cindy, it looks like this link is going to a broken page. So yeah, we'll get that fixed. Okay, so back to your question. Does that imply we have to make multiple loads for each of our member types? So the thing that implies doing multiple loads for each member type is this import member as, because you'll see here, the statuses really aren't the thing that's creating a situation where you have to do multiple imports for different membership levels. So you'll see here, assuming that we're using the same terminology, when I read member types for you, I'm translating it to membership levels, which are here. If that's not what you mean, then let me know. So basically, you have each import file will be for a particular membership level. So you have to, so you'll have one CSV file for each, for all the members associated with a particular membership level. So if you have 3 membership levels, you'll have 3 CSV files. But as far as status goes, you don't need to do multiple loads based on the status, because if you download this template, so status, this is active status, and that's the default. Like if you don't provide any status, that'll be what it is. But you'll see here, if I just create multiple rows here. So the member status column is here. So if I have four members, whatever, and the first 2 are active, and the second 2 are, the third one is canceled. So I see that canceled is a 2. So I'll put a 2 there to indicate that this guy is canceled. And then let's say that the other one is in overdue status. So I'll put that in as 5, whatever. So you just go through and indicate what the status of the account was. And then this one file, even though the statuses are different, this one file can be uploaded to a single membership level, and the statuses will be set on the account appropriately. Yeah, several loads, but based on membership level, not based on status. If the statuses are changing, you don't need to do several loads. Okay, so at this point, I got through all the questions. So if people have more questions, feel free to submit them. All right, so this is from Stacy. I want the user to pick their subscription level from 25, 35, 45, or 50. These are all part of the bronze membership. The benefits are exactly the same. They just get more of them per month depending on their spend level. I essentially want there to be a drop down or a way to select the price point within one membership type. Okay. Go to support site, and I think okay. All right, so this article, switch between membership levels or products on a checkout page, is the article that you want to take a look at. It shows you a couple of different things you can do. This option is like using buttons, but then there's a drop down option which shows you how to use a drop down to switch between different products. Because essentially, from a MemberMouse configuration standpoint, what you're saying is you have one membership level, right? So let's just say it's this basic membership. And then you have like four different price points on it. So here I already have 3. So you would just, for every product, so you create a product for each level, bronze level 3 or whatever you want to call it, associated with the membership level you want, give it the price, $45 one time, save that. And now when we go back to membership level, we see that there are now 3 products associated with this membership, which means that any one of these 3 products can be bought to get that membership level. And then as the article indicates, you essentially just copy this code here. HTML, paste that in. And then for each product, you'll duplicate the option here. So we have 3, and then you replace item name with whatever the name is that you want. So option 1, I'm just going to do something generic because option 2, option 3, and then here is where you put the purchase link. So for each product associated with the membership level, you grab the purchase link. It needs to be the static link for this scenario. So that's option 1. Option 2. And option 3. Now, actually, the assumption is that you're doing this on the checkout page. So I'm actually going to copy this. And because you'll notice that the static links themselves are pointing people to the checkout page. So I'm just going to go to the checkout page here. And just throw it at the top of the page, not worry about styling or anything. And then I will view the page. And so you see this drop down up here. So option 1, 2, 3. And if I select option 1, it'll refresh the page for the basic plan, $31. Option 2 is the second product, and then option 3 is the $45 product. So that's how you do it. So Al, you're asking, is there a function return to the same support person after each call? By call, I assume you mean email, unless you actually signed up to have phone support, which is a separate thing. And secondly, is there a person you can speak with about the company and the product? Okay, so your first question is basically when you submit support requests, it it goes into a queue. And so you're not necessarily going to end up working with the same person every time. However, every support agent has access to the ticket history. So they will know about whatever past support requests have been. When you're working on an individual ticket, of course, you'll be working with the same person through the course of that ticket. But it is advisable, and it's going to be the most efficient if you actually have a separate issue that you create a new ticket and then not try and string additional situations on to an existing ticket that has to do with something different. And as far as speaking with somebody about the company and the product, I mean, most of the stuff about the company that you would need to know about is on the website, on the membermouse.com/about us page. And same situation with the product. If you have specific questions about the product that you need to ask with regards to using it, of course, the support team's available at support@membermouse.com. But the first step is essentially whatever specific questions you have, submit them to support@membermouse.com, and then they'll get filtered the correct way. If the support team knows the answers, they'll answer them. If they need to assign the ticket to someone in another department, then they'll do that. So, but the best thing, first step to do would be to email whatever questions you have to that email address so that it can be routed to the right person. Okay, so we have a couple minutes left. Okay. So Daniel, you're saying, I'm setting up an integration with ThriveCart. Both the ThriveCart people and your tech folks have been recommending just having one membership level, free membership level, and then all the products each assigned to a bundle. Then always protecting pages with bundles on membership levels. This is because if someone buys a product that is associated with a membership level, then that would always get assigned, and people might jump backwards in their membership level simply for buying an expensive product. But this seems to run counter to the benefits of being able to use membership levels to protect pages. Am I missing something here? Yeah, just a little bit. There's no downside in terms of content protection using bundles versus membership levels. Both of them are going to protect pages in exactly the same way. The only difference between membership levels and bundles is that membership levels are more tailored specifically to work with a scenario where we have, like, say, a plan situation like MemberMouse where you're selling like a bronze, silver, gold, and the expectation is that the customers will move between the levels of the plans, right? So that's really when you want to use membership levels, in that very specific situation, because it allows MemberMouse to do automatic proration and canceling the existing membership and when they sign up for the new one. That's a very specific scenario. But if it sounds like in your scenario, you don't have that, you have like products that people can purchase in any order at any time. And in that situation, having a free membership level and the bundles is exactly the right way to go. And you're definitely not going to lose any benefits in terms of content protection. And I'm happy to, explain that further if there's a follow-up question on that. So just let me know. That's helpful. I'm not really planning stacked memberships per se, maybe 2 levels of paid membership, a basic and a VP. Yeah, and the thing is, you can still do that, right? So if you take this approach, right, you don't have the stacked memberships now, you're offering your products individually. So if you start with that, when it comes time where you want to do stack membership levels, you're not going to need to redo anything. You'll just add those new paid membership levels, offer them for sale on the site. So say you have 5 bundles, let's just call them bundles A, B, C, D, and E. So at this point, you'll have those 5 bundles. Now, when you introduce a basic membership and a premium membership, you can have it such that you say, okay, you can buy the 5 bundles individually. That's the offer that's always existed. That doesn't change. Or you can buy the basic membership level at $20 a month and you'll get bundles A and B for free, whatever. So that's really easy to set. There's multiple ways you can set this up, and it's very straightforward. So I recommend when the time comes, just email our support team and ask them how they would do it. But just say that you're going to set up a basic membership, and it's going to be paid. I would have to create a new product to do this, so I'm not going to do that right now. But you'll see here, I can give people bundles for free in association with the membership level. So you can have it such that based on the membership level purchase, they automatically get certain number of bundles. That's one way to do it. You could also just start protecting content directly through the new membership level. In any event, the membership level bundle situation and the reason that they exist like that is for flexibility and making it so you don't have to redo things or box yourself into a corner based on content protection. A lot of times with flexibility, there does come some confusion. So there is a little bit of a learning curve and understanding here, but the reason it's like this is to make it flexible for scenarios. But I would say, yes, it's the correct thing to do to start with the free membership level and just have the bundles, protect the content using the bundles. And then in the future, add your paid membership levels when you're ready to do that. And if you need assistance with that, email our support team, but you're not gonna have to redo anything at that time. You're welcome. Okay, so membership levels support proration and bundles don't. Correct. And if you're interested in why, the reason is because in order for MemberMouse to know that it's a scenario in which the existing thing should be canceled when a new thing is purchased, there needs to be there's a relationship implied between the two things, the new thing and the old thing, right? So if you think about it, if bundles worked the same way, right? Like say you had 3 bundles that represent 3 ebooks or whatever. If it worked the same way, you purchase ebook 1, and when you purchase ebook 2, ebook 1 would be canceled, right? Which doesn't make any sense. The reason it works with membership levels is because you can only ever have 1 membership level on the account, and therefore MemberMouse knows, okay, if they buy a second membership level, there's only 1 on the account, so therefore the previous one needs to be canceled and prorated. So that's why it works like that. We do have plans to make it such that bundles can also do this by adding a second configuration screen where you can actually create relationships between bundles, but that's a future thing. Is there a function to sell a product or bundle to non-members? Yeah, of course. It's just like selling anything. You just copy the purchase link. I'm logged out here. So you just go to the bundles page or the product page and you click on purchase link. I'm logged out. I got automatically logged out, so I can't show you, but yeah, you just need a purchase link. And you can either have a static purchase link, which you can use to promote it to people on social media or wherever, or use the SmartTag purchase link, which you can put anywhere on the site. Any members or non-members can always buy anything through the purchase link. Okay, so we are out of time, so I'm going to jump off. Appreciate you all for joining and bringing your questions, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye. Bye, Daniel.